Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Geek Debate. The first episode, we will be discussing a very precious Dragon Ball Super episode. Episode 104. The ultimate high-speed battle begins. Goku and Hit join forces. This episode is about Hit. He's defending himself against Dyspo and Kunchi. Goku charges in to back him up. I like this episode overall. Hit had the ability to adapt his fighting style in order to defeat Dyspo and Kunchi. Jiren and Toppo stood afar and watched and studied Hit's fighting technique. Some high points of this episode. Hit gets the spotlight. That's a high point that I like. Someone other than a fighter from Universe 7, mainly Goku, gets the spotlight. Oftentimes in Dragon Ball Super, it's too much Goku-centric when it's called Dragon Ball and not called The Adventures of Goku. Another high point, Goku uses his Super Saiyan God form. Ironically, that's a high point and a low point. We'll get more to that later on. Other Pride Troopers fight. They get the spotlight, Dyspo and Kunchi. Which, it was nice to see them sort of take the spotlight away from Toppo and Jiren. Another high point. Hit adapts his ability even further to counter Dyspo and gain the upper hand. During this fight, Hit started losing, and over time he had to analyze Dyspo's fighting technique and come up with, different tactics to gain the upper hand. I love that. It was very analytical, it was very raw, and it showed Hit is a very intelligent fighter. The animation was very nice and raw. We got to explore Dyspo's strengths a little bit. I was disappointed because up until that point, I didn't see too much from Dyspo, and then all of a sudden he's giving Hit a run for his money. So that part I didn't necessarily agree with, but it was an entertaining episode nonetheless. Now, low points. I wish it wasn't Goku that came to Hit's aid. It would have made more sense for another fighter from Universe 6 to help Hit rather than Goku. Okay, this would have been a great opportunity to showcase the Namekians. This would have been a great opportunity to showcase the Namekians from Universe 6 to set up the fight in a future episode versus Piccolo. So they didn't have to use Goku as the person to save the day. Another thing that was a low point was Dyspo mentions Hit's time skip. Now, as a person in the audience, we didn't know how Dyspo knew this information. Leading up to the Tournament of Power, had they showed some exposition with, the universes preparing, this would have been a great opportunity, but I think they missed this opportunity. Now, this is my opinion. You may agree, you may disagree. That's fine. Okay. Another low point was Hit is more than capable of taking Dyspo and Kunchi by himself. Considering the only episode we saw Dyspo fight before this was the monster in his own universe, and he wasn't that impressive. I would have rather A, saw Hit take them both out on his own, or B, saw another fighter from Universe 6 help Hit rather than Goku. The conclusion. Okay, overall, I think this was a great episode. I love the pacing. I love the animation. This episode was definitely one to remember, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the Tournament of Power arc. So, I'm going to rate this 4 out of 5 geeks. You may agree, you may disagree. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be posting and uploading more videos in the future. Thank you.